out there.
Yeah, so I hope everybody really sensed that love, that profound love that comes to us from our galactic family.
We have such great guests.
Yeah, so thank you, Vivian.
For them all.
So beautiful to have you with us.
What we'd like to do now is our Miracle Moments segment. It's always uplifting to hear about the miracles that have happened to others. Miracles happen every day. Miracles happen all around us. Perhaps you have a miracle that you want to share? If so, we'd love to hear about it. Perhaps it's a miracle that involves synchronicity or a healing or the release perhaps of fear. Again, whatever miracle you've had, we'd love to have you share it with us. I'd like to ask Monica to share a miracle moment which happened to one of our Circle of 12 members.
So this miracle moment was shared in the membership portal, and it happened many, many months ago now, and it involves the beautiful island of Maui, Hawaii. I'm very aware that the area of Lahaina is still recovering from the fires, which is why I actually chose to share this miracle with everyone tonight, because it gives such a beautiful visualization. It comes from Chrissy, and Chrissy says, "Through unexpected circumstances, I was able to make my dream come true by visiting Maui for the first time with my daughter. This is deeply meaningful for me, as I'm very familiar with the Women of Lemuria book and all of Cryon's channels for the Lemurian sisterhood. Our week was filled with magical moments. We were being embraced by Gaia, and I felt so much joy and wonder. I felt at home. I lost my mother to cancer at the similar age my daughter is now, so to be surrounded by the majesty and love of Mother Earth while listening to Healing Wednesday in that setting, while holding the Women of Lemuria book in my hands and celebrating our mother-daughter bond in such a beautiful way, was a profound experience for me. I woke up on our last morning to a rainbow that was connecting the island with the beautiful cloud that was up in the sky, and I finally felt I had cognized what Kryon says is our magnificence. Such a beautiful blessing. Thank you. My goodness, Chrissy, thank you for sharing that precious miracle moment with us and that precious bond that you share with your daughter as the wise wisdom woman that you are, and bringing us along on that journey and that vision of the rainbow connecting the island with Maui up into the heavens where you've got the cloud. And that's a beautiful visualization to hold as those in Maui continue going through recovery. And so let's use all of that information as we go into a miracle moment where we generate a field of coherence and send love and benevolence to all those who are requesting our help in the prayer list. That prayer list gets refreshed, and I go in regularly, and sometimes there are thousands of entries. Sometimes there's hundreds of entries. So it tells us that so many of you are seeking prayers of benevolence for yourself or someone that you love. And so I invite everyone tuning in to listen, whether you're here with us now or whether you're watching the replay, to focus on the energy of your heart. And in the focusing on the energy of your heart, there begins to be an entrainment with everyone else connecting at this moment with that intention, for the broader intention that we are creating together as a group of old souls, those who have been on the planet lifetime after lifetime, searching for the Creator. Together we share this intent of a collective search for the Creator, and the joy and the beauty and the elegance and the love and the peace and the tranquility that comes with that connection. Let us focus on then sending that connection with the Creator to everyone who is asking for our prayers of support, prayers of help, prayers of benevolence in the miracle moments. We send out that wave coming through us as a conduit to the love of the Creator to reach everyone asking for our prayers of help, support, compassion, love, benevolence. And so as the field of coherence begins to build, with all of us joining together with this intent to help our brothers and sisters, let that be amplified now and extend beyond our circle, beyond those in the circle of 12 who are asking for help for themselves or someone they love, someone they know. Let that amplify and spread out onto the planet for our beautiful family of humanity. Many who are looking for this connection with the Creator so that they too can have a miracle. And you are reminded that you are included in this wave of amplified love coming from the Creator, which is actually generated by you, within your heart. So visualize this infinity loop created within your heart and between the hearts of every person on the planet. And in this soup of connections with the Creator, let us now move to Kryon and the circle of 12.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. The invitation is to come a little closer. This invitation is very apropos, it's very timely with the energy that is on this planet at this moment. Coming a little closer might be someone on the other side of the veil you've loved and lost, saying the veil is starting to lift. Come a little closer and perhaps you can feel me, sense me, even hear me. We have taught this for a very, very long time. That what is on the other side of that veil may shock and surprise you. It may be a reality that no one ever told you was there. It's not linear. It doesn't conform to what you were told by any spiritual organization about what happens after death. It just doesn't. It's so much more magnificent than you can imagine. It's intertangled with you and you and you in multiple yous called the Akash. We have spoken now, and this is the 4th week, of what happens with the Akash and the Akashic record and some of the things that you are now able to do you never were able to do before, specifically regarding working with your Akash. For those who haven't heard it, your Akash is the expressions, the energies of every lifetime you've had on this planet. It's profound stuff. We said very early, and just recently, and again to another group, that we don't see multiple lifetimes, we see one. Your lifetime to us, dear ones, is your soul. And that lifetime is eternal. That's how we see you. So the times you've been on earth, well, they're just different expressions of your face. And that's why they're called expressions, dear ones. If you saw it like that, wouldn't it make a difference of what you could do? You could just go back and remember what expression you had at the moment. Maybe even took a picture. And you could look at what expression you had. Then you could duplicate it. This is the issue of today. For you to be able to revisit past life expression energies, rewrite, change, reformulate if you wish. It's almost a way of changing the past, which we have told you is very doable. Not in your linear mind, it isn't, but it truly is in an energetic, multidimensional way. This circle of 12, of course, is going to be about vows. We told you this already. And we're going to take a look one more time at this entire scenario of who you are and who you've been. And I'll say it one more time for those who haven't heard it or didn't hear the channel in this program. Old souls who watch this kind of a program, who are invested in the esoteric, metaphysical things that were presented today, you are more apt to have had many esoteric, spiritual lives than anyone on the planet. It'd be you. Because you almost had the school of metaphysics. You had the school of spirituality. You had lives that warmed up to this one, where you awakened and said, I remember. There's something bigger than I was taught. And it put you on a journey. These awakenings, dear ones, can be startling to many. How many guests on this particular program series have said they've had an awakening and it put them back on their heels? That is to say, they left for a while. They had to go to another country for a while. They had to go to another reality for a while. And they may have spent years there before they had to come back and start the process of learning. That's significant. Others have had a situation where they remembered enough so they didn't have to travel anywhere or go on sabbaticals or anything. They just simply had to get with the new program and start studying and remembering. But it was significant. Every single one of you who have gone through anything like that, I promise you, this lifetime is a continuation of many spiritual quests. I want to cross that bridge, and you're going to meet this Akashic angel yet again. Take my hand, and let's go. We move across the bridge together like we have so many times. We go through that mist that obfuscates what's on the other side, and what reveals itself, I cannot tell you. The most beautiful thing, place, energy you've ever seen. It surrounds you. You wear this as an energy that is you, your home, and it's safe. And there are no worries because you are eternal. And everything that you have on earth that you want to worry about, it'll go away. It'll pass. And someday you will be here yet again, and this is home. And we keep telling you this, you'll find out. And it's filled with love and beauty. It's all of the things that you were ever told heaven might be, but more. Because you are the divine one in this soul of yours, in this afterlife of yours, because you are a piece of the Creator. And you go through a door yet again, and you come to an area where you wish to sit or stand, it doesn't matter, where you feel completely safe, and you're going to be administered to yet again. Oh, today, well, it's different. I want you to sit down. In front of you, it's going to be something a little different than before. In front of you, there is a small stage. Some of you are already ahead of me. The Akashic angel, which is going to be one of your best friends. The gender is whatever you think it should be for you. Comes to you, holds your hand, says, thank you. Are you ready for your lesson? And you say yes. And this Akashic angel is not finished. You're going to meet this angel again, dear ones. There's a lot to present here. But this one is all about vows. And to make this exceptionally special, to make this something you won't forget, I hope your visualization mechanism is sharp today. Because this particular angel is going to say, are you ready for something very special? This angel says this is not typical of what you're going to see in the Akashic record, but I can create it for today. And you will say, please do. And the angel will smile and say, let's meet the first one. And on this stage will appear your first spiritual life. Don't be confused by what you think you're wearing or what gender you are or the hood you might be. It's you. It really is you. Can you see you in this character, you might say? Maybe even from a movie it seems, but it isn't. It's you, personified as you on stage, looking at you and about to speak. And the you that is there smiles, knows who you are. And the first thing it's going to say to you, it being an expression you had when you're younger in this series of past lives, when perhaps it was the first time, the first thing it's going to say, takes its hood back, looks at you, smiles, and says, you made it. Let's go to work. Oh boy, you made it. And let's go to work. You figure it out. Because the next phrase is, I give you permission to drop the vow you gave when you were me and rework it to the vow that's going to be appropriate for your time and the shift and what's going to happen. Looking right at you and saying, it's us. Let's drop the vow. Let's rework it. Let's reframe it. Let's move on. And you can spend as much time as you want with that one, but here comes the next one. Another gender, another color robe. Would you like it to be red? This one is. Why would it be red, you might ask? Don't ask. You don't know. But that one does. This expression was part of a very, very strong spiritual group. And there are not that many of them. And you made it. It was a good life for you. It was not a difficult one. Nothing bad happened. You were with others all the time in this conclave, if you wish. And all you did was celebrate the beauty of God. And this one takes back its hood and looks straight at you and says, do you remember the vow we took? Oh, it was important for our time, wasn't it? I'm so glad you made it. Let's go to work. Oh, there it is again. There it is again. And this one is going to say, here's the vow we took. Do you remember it? And out will come words in another language, but somehow feel right to you that you said all those lifetimes again. You've been there. You've done that. And that one says to you and smiles, let's reframe it now. It's just as good as it was, only we need to change the words. We need to find a bigger you, a bigger God. You need to find what we didn't have when I wore this robe. It says to you, we didn't know that we were the own divinity they were seeking. This one goes, another one comes, it's in white. The same thing happens. The veil, the hood comes back, looks at you and smiles. Do you remember me? I hope you do. I'm you. I'm so glad you made it. Let's go to work. Do you see a theme here? The theme is these are not separate individuals from you. They are you with a different expression. Almost like you walked into another room with a different face. That's what this feels like. And so it's you talking to you in the various forms and various stages of the past lives that you've had. One life to us. And it's talking to you as you. What's the first thing it's saying? You made it. Wow. Let's go to work. Wow. The shift is upon you. The vows are being rewritten, but they're all saying the same thing. Let's do another vow. Only this one, let's make a combination of all that ever were. Current for our time. Let's make it include that which is the love of Spirit of God and your own realization of who you are and the majesty of the divinity in you. And the vow itself, what are you vowing? To awaken to a bigger truth in its entirety, in its fullness, and live longer because of it. And find the mastery that is there for you. I want you to stay and envision expression after expression getting on and off this stage and talking to you, and greeting you, and all the while the Akashic angel is there with you, smiling, maybe standing even behind you, patting you on the back. It's one of your best friends, this Akashic angel, because it's time now to do things you never could before. Ooh, welcome to the Circle of 12. Welcome to the ability to change physics. Welcome to a multidimensional you. I am in love with you. Stay and enjoy this miracle. And so it is. There is no magnificence. I told you in the first session about my partner and how long it took for him to peel his onion of awareness and belief about the channeling that was occurring to him, even though it was occurring to him. Imagine a man who was receiving channeling, and every time he went into channel, he wondered whether it was real. And this is why it took 3 years for him to finally start to write a book. When the onion had been peeled in one area of his life, only one, that this was possible, that it wasn't what he thought when he started. That took a long time. The subject of this channel and this peeling of this onion is a subject that we have gone to many, many times, and that is how strong is your consciousness when it comes to physical reality. Let me rephrase that. With your mind, can you change your reality? With your mind and your consciousness, can you change the things in front of you which you call your future? You've been told no. Most of humanity has even been told ridiculous, silly. You see, there's something called chance. And reality, you've been taught, is a series of things you walk through that have uncertainty and chance. You never know if you're going to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. So therefore, many people fear even going outside, going to the store, getting in the car. You never know what you don't know would not happen because of chance. Did you know that consciousness can change chance? Now, there have been some quantum experiments that really show this greatly, but that's at a level of experimentation. I want you to start peeling the onion of a reality that we have been giving you for many, many years. How you think can posture what happens next. Now, in this series of peeling the onion, there are going to be some specifics. This one is going to be specifics about controlling your path. I want you to start understanding something so that the onion might start being peeled. Is it possible that through that which you see in advance, perhaps through thinking about where you might be in the future, perhaps with affirmations, that you could actually posture what you do and what happens around you that you have considered to be chance? This is what we're talking about. This is starting to occur to masses of humanity. With other words, you're starting to see that principle actually given to you now, whereas 30 years ago it was laughable. It has many names as you look at it. But the one that we want to say to you, the one that's pretty obvious, is that you can control your future. And you're going to say, how is that possible? Have you heard that law of attraction? That is a generic word being used. That you would attract the things to you that you can conceive of. Where did that come from? Why is it that that is on the minds of so many today? And that is because the magnificence that you have of a consciousness that is energy on the planet is being seen as something to create it. Number one, let's peel that onion. Your consciousness is not simply free thought in the ethers. It's energy. And energy creates things that you don't expect. What if instead of changing the future, which you don't believe you can do, what if instead you change where you walk so that you don't run into bad things in a future you cannot change? Do you see the difference? Start to pave your road and an energy that shines light on places that you move from left to right. Change where you go to create synchronicity so you won't be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're not changing the future of the planet or the future of what others will do. Instead, you're controlling your own headlight of where you might step or not step. That's the energy we're talking about of consciousness. I want you to start peeling that onion of belief in that you can control your own reality. And that has so many layers, and we're getting to some of them. It's time to start peeling that onion, the onion of what you were told that lays upon you, what you were told you can do and cannot do that lays upon you. The things that you would roll your eyes at, perhaps yesterday, are the things that you're manifesting today. This is a new world. It's a world of awareness. You're starting to figure out what you can do and who you are. Peel that onion in your life and understand you are in control, dear one. I'm crying in love with humanity. And so it is.
And following that beautiful message of peeling the onion, I invite you to bring your awareness back into your body. And if you've had your eyes closed, I do invite you now to open your eyes as we move to another part of the program, and we're in for a double surprise this evening as we're joined by Twin Ray, two beautiful souls who have come together with divine purpose and a true mission. And I want to make sure they're on the Zoom feed with us before we go. So Shekinah Ma and Sanandaji, are you there?
We're here, yeah.
Blessings.
Hello. Blessings. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Lee.
Oh, wonderful. Well, they have a fascinating story to tell. They're going to share it with us, but we'll just give you a little bit of a sneak peek of it right now.
Such beautiful people. Shekinah Ma, Sanandaji. I have to get these names right. I normally stumble on them anyway. But let's just call them who they are. They are Twin Ray. Together they are master healers, mystics, teachers of selfless service, and luminaries of love. I could say luminaries of love 3 or 4 times and still want to say it again. They're here to inspire humanity to live life as a sacred ceremony. Both of their personal stories are truly awe-inspiring. Just one would be awe-inspiring. They both have this. From both being born spiritually awake, being miraculous healers at a young age, and one of them undergoing a full-death initiation and miracle resurrection after 6 days and nights in a coma.
Now, I love this. Individually, they traveled the world to sacred sites, receiving deep mystical initiations and remembrances. Now, ultimately, both of them went to Egypt, and that is where they had their reunion and recognition of each other. And it was only days after reuniting, well, at least in this lifetime, that they recited their ancient marriage vows inside the king's chamber in the Great Pyramid of Giza, remembering that not only were they already married, but that they had come together again in this life to continue their service mission at this important time.
The Twin Ray Union and Call to World Service for Humanity and the Earth, that's who they are. It's built on a vision of a more beautiful world. Love that. A world that embodies a new golden age, the emergence of a divine humanity. A world that would make possible for all life to ascend to freedom and joy. Wow, that is where we're going, folks. And dear ones, welcome to this program. I'm so glad you're here. I'll just ask you right now and turn it over to you. How did this happen?
Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be with you both.
That was so beautifully stated and shared from your hearts, especially just the way that you spoke and interpreted our stories is so beautiful. And we thank you for that. And may the audience also feel the beauty in your words and through the purity of your hearts.
Well, it is an amazing story to have that individual waking up and then bam, all of a sudden you're in Egypt, you see each other, and then this whole mission unfolds. So share with us more of this amazing story.
Yeah, so Egypt was a catalyst. Prior to Egypt, I was actually traveling through the Himalayas, and I was just actually traveling from cave to cave and basically spending time up the Ganga River. And this one meditation I was doing in a cave, this luminous being came, and I actually looked away because it was distracting, and I wanted to go deeper into my meditation, but the being was still there. And as I acknowledged, I saw Shikinima's face. I saw the outline. I saw her just watching me. And I recognized that, I need to go to Egypt. There's something significant that's happening in Egypt. And prior to this, there was a group of our students that we were taking to Egypt, but I was sort of 50-50, potentially going to Egypt, may not be going to Egypt because I was in the Himalayas, so I was quite detached. But that moment catalyzed me going there, and then we actually arrived on the same day. So the first time we met in Egypt was actually arriving at the same time, 5 days before the actual tour began, and it just began with the work. There was grid work to be done. There was different sort of memory points in the collective vision that we had to go through.
Ancient ones.
Yeah, ancient ones.
Yes.
And as we just started connecting more and more, there was these veils that dropped and dropped and dropped. And then when we were in Luxor, actually, is when this one night we did this sacred ritual together, and our body started augmenting and started going through a metamorphosis, and we just slightly, and then it's like the curtain dropped, and then all of a sudden we see each other for the first time, and remembering that we've spent many lifetimes together. We had our memories converge, and it was just this overwhelming, blissful and beautiful and sincere and just deeply emotional experience where we came together and we were like touching each other, like just couldn't believe that we had come back together. And then we remembered our vows and we recited our vows in the King's Chamber, and there was a special ceremony that then we traveled into different sacred locations and continued our journey.
This was what, 6 days after meeting?
Yeah, this was 6 days after meeting. Yeah.
I call that a fast track to relationships.
I'll say.
Yeah. How was it for you, Shekinah Ma?
I already knew. You have to. I shall preface. When I first came into the body in 2010, and prefacing even further than that is to understand that I am not the same soul that came into the body at birth. The body went into a deep sepsis and a coma for 6 days and 6 nights. And it was perfect. It was the contract that was created lifetimes ago, of course, for this cosmic cycle, for me to be able to come in through this particular body and this particular soul based upon her soul attainments. And so as I came in, year after year, I would receive more pieces, more of the fulfillment of the mission and the purpose. So there was already a very acute, aware part of me that was
I didn't get to know any of that.
Present with all that was taking place and that would take place. Yes,
but at the time we both didn't know that this was our contract completely to come into complete unison, because you didn't share that with me at all in any way, shape or form, or allude to that. So I was under the impression that it was new for both of us.
But yet you saw me in the cave when you were meditating.
Yes, but that was a calling that I had to do, which was more of a service mission than a romantic connection.
Exactly.
But it really was, quite truthfully, as much as you may have seen and interpreted through the downloads, it was a beautiful, unique experience that we both didn't actually know before we fully met.
No, the veils came down to the point where there's this precision in knowing and this amazing deepening of that love and that connection. It was almost a longing that happened when we did come together in that particular way and the veils came down.
This is the stuff that dreams are made of, and they're becoming manifested in reality. So how beautiful to share that. I would love to hear from your explanation and interpretation of this new golden age of divine humanity.
We believe this is a promise that we have come to fulfill, and we believe that not